So, what's your name?
My name is Adam.
What's your name?
I'm 21 years old. I've lived in England all my life as well.
Yeah.
Lived around London all my life. That's why I need to leave. And I'm just enjoying life at the moment.
Oh, that's good. That's a good intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we just go for the first question? So the first question is, what is your greatest passion in life? Just anything that calls out to you personally?
My greatest passion in life is changing the world. That's what it is. Takes many forms. The reason I study physics is so that I can understand the world, so I can change it, so I can contribute something to it, so I can make something that changes the world in some way. If it's a small way, it's a small way. If it's something big, that'd be very nice. But it's not just physics. I like to do it in other pursuits. I think, this is not even personally. If you look at the world, there's a lot of suffering in the world. And there's one reason for that. Well, there's not one reason for that, but there's a very big underlying reason for that, and that underlying reason is capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm a communist, and I spend a lot of my time doing stuff around that. So I'm very, very passionate about that. Yeah.
That's your passion. Nice.
What do you think is like the biggest misconception people have when they like hear the word communism? Because I feel like that's a big when people hear that, they're like, oh my god, they have this one thing.
Underlying stigma or embedded stigma.
I think there's many reasons for this, right? And it's because, and this is I think the biggest misconception is all the stigma around it, and it's for various reasons. It's I can talk about this for so long.
No, that's why we're here.
Basically,
it's mainly the history, isn't
it? You have all of the Red Scare stuff from America and from Europe, but you also have, unfortunately, not the best examples of communism in the USSR and in Mao's China, where you can see all the good things about it, such as like they developed industry and they developed the level of production in those countries to very high levels, and they allowed for new things to grow out of that. Whereas if you see the surrounding countries, it's not quite the same picture. But there's obviously a lot wrong with it. It's horribly bureaucratic, horribly oppressive in many ways. And mostly when people think of communism, sometimes they'll reject like all of this stuff from the West, from America, from Britain, from the rest of Europe, where it's like these guys, they want to take your toothbrush from you.
I see.
But then they go all the way to the other extreme, which is like, what we need is like Stalin. We need to kill everyone. We need to oppress everyone. We need to make sure no one has any freedom. But this is like, you've gone from one side all the way to the other side. And it's like, this is not what it is. Ultimately, what communism is it's the idea that we have at our disposal for the first time in history, the capacity to provide for everyone's needs in society, and we have the ability to develop like what is not already at that level to that level, so that people have to put in the minimum amount of work to make sure things get done. Like you maybe put in the ideal case, like we can develop to this level where you put in like an hour a week, and if everyone does that, all of society's needs are met, or like half an hour a week, and like you have all of this done, and that means that you have so much free time to do whatever you want, to pursue physical passions, creative passions, basically, exercise your physical and mental capabilities to the extreme. That is what lies ahead of us, hopefully.
That's like the ideal.
Fingers crossed.
Optimization of communism.
That is naturally how human progression, that's the path that should be going down, but...
So do you think the fact that historically it's like associated with violence, like uprisings, the USSR obviously... it happened with the Red Scare as well. Like, there's a violent connotation with communism.
I think there is people think revolution, they think this is so violent, right? Exactly. Fun fact about the October Revolution, 1917, I think only 6 people died. And those people were all Bolsheviks. Like, this is all that happened, right? There was no, like, when we say violence, like, yeah, sure, you're forcefully taking people's property from them. But people are like, who's deciding what is their property, right? If you have all these people working in this factory, doing stuff, if you have all these people working together on any sort of project, why is it just the property of one person who has no involvement at all, and then reaps all the rewards, basically holds it for themselves, causes a lot of problems? Like, there are contradictions, which is ultimately why capitalism is failing today. But yeah, it's like...
Do you think, like, because obviously I feel like the term socialism is more palatable to people, and do you think, like, do you think the natural progression of, like, what socialism is advocated for is, like, a natural progression into communism? Or, like, also, like, why do you think that, like, socialism is more palatable to people?
I think it just doesn't have the same connotations as the word communism. Like, when you think of communism, you think of, like, Stalin's Russia, and you think of Mao's China, and you think of all of immediately you go to all of the terrible things that happen there.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, right. But with socialism, you have, like, people in the West call themselves socialists. You have Bernie Sanders, I think he called himself a socialist.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I
I'm
think
not
he does
too
now.
sure.
Oh, he did.
You might, yeah. At some, maybe. You have Jeremy Corbyn who calls himself a socialist. You have Zara Sultana who calls himself a socialist. So it's much more, like, there have been politicians who called themselves socialists in the past. I mean, it means different things to different people, right? Ultimately, when Lenin was writing about it, he meant basically the first stage of communism.
Yeah.
Like, you have the first stage where it is necessary for people to put in, like, proper shifts, like 30-hour weeks, 25-hour weeks, whatever. Less than what is required now, but still, like, you still have to work properly. And then ultimately, once you're able to develop the productive forces to the point where your machinery is super efficient, so you only need the minimal amount of human intervention, you have achieved communism. Where, I mean, there's there are a lot of things that happen as a result of this, like the state basically disappearing and all these things, which are like corollaries of the fact that now it's basically, because you have to put no effort to get anything, everything's basically free. And so all of these systems that we needed before are not necessary anymore. But yeah, basically that's what it is.
Next question. How do I phrase it?
What was the...
Yeah, can I read off
I mean, I don't know if you can read this.
a little script?
Look at this. This writing is a bit...
When life gets in the way of you expressing
that passion, like, when life gets in the way of your passion, or you expressing that passion.
Okay.
You can kind of phrase it how you
So, second question, Adam. What in life do you think gets in the way of expression? Ugh. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do develop a stutter sometimes.
That's fine.
Okay.
Take two, yeah.
So, Adam, what in life do you think gets in the way of you expressing that passion?
Yeah, a lot of stuff. I mean, with physics and stuff, it's so complicated sometimes. I just don't want to. Like, I just start clocking out. I'll be reading it and I'll be like, no, I need to go to bed. I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't want to read this. It was happening recently, actually, when I was looking at my master's project. I was just like, this is so horrifically long. Like, why are you trying to get me to do an exact renormalization group? Well, anyway. But, yes. But
I could see falling down in that mindset.
Anyway, I mean, the main part was, when I'm trying to do this new, is make an exact renormalization group transformation for the Hanoi network, but with concurrence instead of probabilities. The only problem is concurrence is very complicated. Probability is very easy. It either happens or it doesn't happen. Concurrence is not like that. It's like quantum stuff. It's not just always it's there or it isn't there. You get a weird combination of in between. But yeah, I guess other things is just the fact that it's not the easiest thing to build for or to develop, right? I mean, the whole thing is you have to overthrow the entire system, which is obviously going to resist you at every step. But yeah, like, I guess that's kind of how, like, basically, well, it's very patient work. Like, you have to meet people, you have to speak to them. Like, sometimes, like, we do these recruitment stalls in the same place over and over again. You'll have the same people come back, and you have different conversations. I remember I had a conversation with a Mormon about... Was it a Mormon? Yeah, it was a Mormon. And he was just like, none of this matters. The only way we can fix anything in the world is if Jesus Christ comes back or something and fixes stuff. And I was like, okay, right, well, there's no conversation we can have here. But then a few weeks later, I had a conversation with someone from the same church, another Mormon. And he was like, I got him to agree with me. Basically, he was like, "Yeah, we probably need communism before we can solve any of these, like, to solve any of these problems. But material needs alone is not like you need. People need something spiritual. Like whether you agree with that or not is whatever. But it was very interesting. You get two people who come from like the same kind of beliefs, but they end up, can win some of them over to a different extent.
So is that sort of a thing that you've experienced where like you can only get so far in a conversation with someone when you realize like, oh, they're stubborn in their ways, they obviously don't want to think in any other, there's no point in me talking.
Yeah.
You're speaking to a brick wall.
Yeah, like some people, like ultimately, if you think about it, there's no really objective truth. Like anyone can believe whatever they want, right? Like someone could believe that the world is flat, and you won't be able to convince them like through any means, because they'll just be like, this is fake, this is not real, you're lying to me, show me your proof, I don't accept this proof, whatever, right? I mean, ultimately, like you can, I feel like I've got fairly good at clocking these people now. I've been doing this for a little while. No, you can just tell from like how they first speak and they first ask questions. You're just like, I know exactly who this person is, right? It's the same with my dad. Oh my days. And then you can tell when there's some people who are genuinely like curious and they want answers and stuff. And these are the people that you want to spend your time speaking to, patiently speaking to. If they're up for it. Like finding some time outside of this recruitment store to talk and discuss things, basically. So it's very, very patient work. It's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of things to get people through. But yeah.
But do you feel like at the end of the day it feels quite rewarding? Because like you do get those people who are very receptive to it, who keep coming back, learning more, and then eventually,
or just keep asking questions. I think they're actually curious about it.
I think it's very like when you meet someone like that. Oh my days, you get such a you get such a rush. Like people who are like really in like. I don't know if you guys have been able to tell, but I really like yapping. I yap a lot. It's way too much.
It's a good thing to
but yeah, like this is. If I had a hyperfixation, this would be my like. I have so many. Like I was clowning on James for having this huge collection of DVDs and books.
You can see in the
yeah, but I have a much smaller collection of Marxist literature basically in my room in London.
Everyone's got that thing.
And yeah, like I just have so much in this noggin that I can't talk to many people about. But it's so good. When you get someone who really wants to, who's like actually curious, who has really good questions as well. Because sometimes like you'll have not really thought about some things too much, and you'll be asked like a question that makes you think, I haven't really thought about that, but it's a very interesting question. And it's just it's very, very rewarding. But sometimes you'll be at these recruitment stores and you'll get absolute garbage the whole time. It's like, oh my days, why am I even here, man? Like it can be somewhat demoralizing sometimes, but yeah, like I think the way a lot of people phrase it is we're swimming against the stream.
Definitely,
yeah.
And that takes a lot of effort for you, because you actually have to go out to these places. Like they're just walking past, they're going about their day.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't actually have to stop for you.
Yeah.
But you're there, like you're trying to convince them.
Yeah.
Or just trying to talk to them.
Yeah.
So it takes effort.
Do you have more good days than bad days in terms of like trying to?
Yeah, I think generally I have more good days in terms of than bad days.
Yeah.
I feel like there's very few bad days, to be honest, like that are completely bad. I mean, most of the time you always have a good conversation here or there. But I mean, that's because you can pick good locations basically to be doing your stuff. But sorry. Yeah, like the thing is though, I've heard I've only been in this organization for a year and a half now, I think. It is a year and a half. But there are people who've been there a lot longer. Like there were some years where it's so difficult. Like imagine like everyone's getting richer, like things are getting cheaper and cheaper. Like life's looking up in like the maybe the early 2000s, late 90s.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be like, oh, capitalism is declining, is got inherent contradictions which will make it fail or whatever, and doesn't need to build like an actual communist party. Like you're just gonna be like doing your recruitment store, like 20 people in total in your organization, and no one's paying you any attention because you just sound ridiculous. I mean, the USSR just fallen. Mouse China. Yeah. Mouse China is like, well, it's not Mouse China anymore. It's very opened up to free market stuff.
And all these like ultra capitalists like Korea.
Yeah. Exactly.
Japan, they're going.
Basically, there's a huge moral defeat for communism, for Marxism, And like it was so hot. Like I've heard terrible stories. But like it's so much easier now. Unfortunately.
Because the times are bad.
Unfortunately, because times are bad, and they're only gonna get worse. But yeah, so yeah, there's more good days. It's always really rewarding. I think one of the most rewarding things I did was get involved in the encampment, the Palestine encampment at Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was crazy. Got to meet so many cool people
When
doing
was
that as well.
I remember you.
That was the end of our second. So that was in 2024.
Yeah.
In June 2024. Yeah.
Seems right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's a lot of rewarding stuff. We have sometimes big conferences as well. Like in November 14th, we had the Revolution Festival. That's always so good. You get all the comrades, well, almost all the comrades from the UK, but then you also have international visitors as well.
Cool.
And it's so nice to see all of them, talk to all of them, because like I know a few of these people because sometimes they visit and they'll see them or whatever. And just catching up with them after, like, I haven't seen them in like a year or whatever. Like, it's always cool. But then also, like, it's like a whole book out venue for like an entire weekend. And it's just basically discussing Marxist theory. It's so fun. It's so, like, you learn so much as well. And the best part is the months you prepare beforehand, because, you know, we're always trying to raise finance as well. So the best way you do that there is you make merch. And it's always so fun brainstorming, like, with your comrades in your branch, like, okay, what do we want to put on the march? How do we want to design this so we can, you know, attract as many people as possible? This year, okay, we didn't come up with this. Someone came up with this, and for some reason it sold out. I don't even understand. Someone came with Karl Marx Labubu stickers, and they sold out.
Someone put a Labubu on his grave.
Yeah.
Did you see that? That's so... I saw that. I was like, oh my
It's moving with the times.
Yeah. But yeah, like things like that make it really worth it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you ever designed anything?
Me personally, no. But I have, you know, I've submitted my opinions on what's been designed and stuff. I think I do. I would like to do it at some point, but yeah, I need to improve on my artisticness. You know, I bought, what was it? What did I get? When I first got my iPad, I got what's the drawing app?
I know what you're talking about.
Something Create, maybe.
Procreate.
Yeah.
I got this because I was like, I'm gonna start drawing. I really want to start drawing. I drew like one thing and I stopped. Mostly because I was busy. I feel.
Exactly. I think it's.
And then I completely forgot I even had the app. I rediscovered it not too long ago. I was just going through all my apps. I was like, oh my days, I remember. But yeah, I've been meaning to delve more into like artsy stuff for a while.
Should we do the? What's the third
Do you
question?
want? If you
It's
could. If you could like broadcast a message, sort of like a Batman signal to the world, that everyone would see
the voice of God
Yeah.
is coming down from
Like this
heaven.
omnipotent.
It's just everyone has to hear it. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would your message be to the world?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I mean, there's some obvious, but I don't know. I feel like if I said something like Marx was right, that'd be wasted.
Yeah.
Like, people would hear that and be like, what the hell? So I don't know, maybe something that would make people stop in their tracks for a little bit. I don't know, something like,
Yeah, you can't just say be kind.
you shouldn't
be
do
nice.
that. I don't know, I think that, you shouldn't do that.
You shouldn't do
And then someone's gonna hear that and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this. But then if they're doing something and they're about to do something they really want to do, I think it'll
Then
convince them more to go through with it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good one. You shouldn't do this.
That's such a cool answer.
It makes you
Or
think
don't do
about
this.
It, yeah.
Yeah.
It also makes you think about, well, what could it be talking about?
Exactly.
Like if you've got multiple things going
You've
on
got
in your life.
everyone has
Yeah.
so much to do.
It's like, have you guys ever had a tarot reading?
No, I
No.
haven't. But...
One of my friends does tarot, and I had a tarot reading. I actually only remember this a while ago because I realized everything he said was completely wrong. But at the time, it felt like it could be right, and it was good. It made me think about my life, think about like what I need to do.
That reminds me of the Public Image song. I could be wrong, I could be right. I could be right. Sorry, that's such a bad. That's a really bad interruption from me.
Just a little tangent.
No.
Let's overlay that with the music. Sorry, go ahead.
So
Before I so rudely interrupted.
So yeah, like that's what I think it would be like, because when I got the tarot reading, I was like, there's okay, right. I could just be like, okay, this is complete bullshit or whatever, right? But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take what I can from it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let him give me my tarot reading, hear what he says, and at the time it sounded like it could be plausible. Like this could be what's in store for my future, and it made me think about like what happened like before in my life and like all these things. Didn't turn out to be what happened in the future.
Could you tell us one thing that?
Or what was the
Yeah,
prediction?
I don't remember it specifically, but I remember he was basically like, "What do you want a tarot reading on?" And it basically gave me a tarot reading on my future love life.
Oh, okay, let's hear it.
Maybe we won't say it on camera. But basically, I'm never gonna find the picture of the damn
Of
cards.
course, yeah.
But he was like, "You've got so many major arcana, that's crazy." And I was like, "Okay, I don't know what that means."
Yeah,
but
I don't even know what that means.
he was like, "You need to reflect. You need to have some stability in your life. You might know it. You might remember what I told you about what happened over the summer, but there's been no stability in my life."
Oh
fair
no.
enough.
Oh no. Perfect.
That was sick.
That was so
yeah.
good.
This is literally like 40 minutes
I know.
of you talk,
Yes.
which is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Fresh to death she is. From her steps to her set she is. So death might not let me live. You did. Fresh. Yes.